that our country is spending up to 30% of its budget, the government, on education because of the value we see in training our people. Where we lack natural resources, our people, our human resource is our biggest asset as a country. We want to assure you people, good people of Austria, you are not draining our labor. We have enough of it. So rest assured, yes, you're taking our very well-trained people, but rest assured we have many, many more. 20 years ago, Kenya only had about 15 universities. Today we have 75 universities. We just need to make sure that we are training people for the global market. We must make sure that we are training market-ready students. That's the appeal we are making to our institutions. To study, to benchmark, to find out what does the world out there need. What are the skill sets needed, not just for tomorrow, but in 5, in 10 years' time. We must make our people market-ready. So on behalf of the Principal Secretary, I wish to thank the Government of Austria for its continued partnership and for the strong commitment shown through the presence of senior leadership here today. We appreciate the Austrian employers who are willing to engage with Kenya's talent pool and the institutions that are working tirelessly to prepare our young people for the global labor market. To our Kenyan youth and professionals present here today, you are at the center of this collaboration. We urge you to engage openly, learn as much as you can, and seize the opportunity to build meaningful careers on the global stage, responsibly, ethically, and with pride. I think I mentioned the word ethically. How many times? 5. You want some of those? And how many times did His Excellency mention it? Do not fall prey to scammers. Yes. There are people out there pretending that they're offering jobs of which they do not have. Let us be on the lookout, because these scammers are giving labor mobility a bad name. There are opportunities. I'm sure in the course of the day you're going to know how you can establish some of these scammers. As I conclude, allow me to reaffirm the Government of Kenya's full commitment to strengthening labor mobility, partnerships that uphold dignity, fairness, and shared prosperity. I was about to say ethically again, but let me not belabor the point. We look forward to deeper cooperation with Austria in the months and years ahead. Thank you, and I wish you all a successful and fruitful engagement during this job fair. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate the ambassador better. Thank you. Let's appreciate him as he sits down, ladies and gentlemen. I think that was a powerful statement that indeed the labor we are exporting is an asset, ladies and gentlemen. Before I continue to the next person, maybe I'll allow the lady to say something just before we continue. Madam, yes, please. Let's appreciate Her Excellency as she comes, please. Asante sana.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Austrian Ambassador to Kenya, all ambassadors present, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. I take this opportunity on behalf of His Excellency, the Governor of Meru County, Reverend Isaac Mutuma Twethinkia, to be here this morning to show commitment by the county government of Meru to our youths and to engage with everyone here today, with our partners, with our ambassadors, to make sure that we have taken home some good things for the youth of Meru County. I think we have the youngest government, county government here today, and we are hopeful that we are going to take the biggest share of the labor market to Austria. Our youths are ready, our government is ready to train our youths, and that is what we have been doing through institutions, through the Meru Youth Service, to ensure that we tool our youths to be able to be ready for the international market. Your Excellency, the Ambassador, we are happy, we are grateful to be here, and we look forward to a good engagement. We are happy that our two governments have been able to sit to do an agreement for the benefit of the youths of this country. I encourage other county governments to make a step of good faith on behalf of our youths in Kenya. We are the leaders of tomorrow, and we are already leaders here today. I see most of the participants here are youths, and I want to assure the youths, all you need to do is take a step of faith. If you're scared to go to the international market, you'll be surprised. That is where you're going to thrive the most. The welders, the nurses, the hospitality market. For us, we are ready to support the youths. What about the youths? Are you ready to take up the opportunity and the challenges? Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you very much, Madam. We appreciate you for that, Your Excellency. And indeed, we are ready, and you can tell there is willpower from the government, and that is a running call to the youth that you also step up and be part of the change that we want to see in this industry partnership and collaboration. So as we move on, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go next onto our program. We're going to have people who've been there, people who've had a taste of the goodness that we are discussing about. At this moment in time, I will not take much time. I will be calling upon 3 experts, if I can call them that. People who have experience in the companies that recruit for the Australian labour market, and also present Austria. Please just tell us. Just help me tell your neighbour Austria. Austria. We'll say it 5 times so we get it. Austria. 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 Thank you. Teach that to your children as well. All right, thank you very much, Frank. Thank you very much. At this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you the CEO of the Righteous Company, Kenya Limited, Madam Gladys, as she comes. Madam Gladys Njoroge. Let's appreciate her as she comes, please, ladies and gentlemen. Asante sana. She will be talking on matters, representation, deployment of nurses, and whatnot. Thank you very much. Asante.
Thank you so much. Because of time, allow me to say all protocols are served. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I have a presentation, and I know my time is very limited, and that's why I will not be honoring each and every person. So my name is Gladys Njoroge. I'm the CEO of Right Resource Kenya Limited. We've been around for quite a number of years, registered in 2018, but we've done this project of Austria for the last 2 years. And we are happy for the support we are getting from the embassy. And we are here to share with you. It's a journey that is tough, but we have done it, and you can do it, and it's doable. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we are licensed recruitment agency. We have focused on ethical placement of skilled and semi-skilled workers. At the moment, we are specializing with healthcare workers mobility, and these are specifically registered nurses from Kenya. More specifically, qualified nurses. The government has been very supportive and still supporting the foreign trained nurses integration. And if you've watched our socials, you've seen the reception our nurses are receiving whenever they are landing in Austria. So Kenyan nurses are well trained and they are adaptable. I think we are the most adaptable species on earth. Yeah, because we have been recognized by the University of Applied Science. Our BSNs, that is the Bachelor Nurses, they are only doing one supplementary course, and that is Austrian Nursing Law. The rest of the training, we match with what Austrian nurses are training, and adaptability is there. You know, we can fit anywhere as Kenyans. This is a win-win collaboration. We see global needs, and Kenyan talent are able to get an opportunity also to go and improve their lives and skills. Yeah, so we provide end-to-end deployment model, and this is through recruitment and screening. So we are licensed by NAIR, and we look for licensed RNs. We have collaborated with many institutions, the universities, the hospitals, and also institutions that the associations of nurses. And I'm happy some representative of the young nursing fraternity, they are present. We train German language, so in our program, we sponsor We don't charge tuition fee for every nurse who wants to train with us and to come into Austrian program. From A level to B1 level, we also pay for the exam. So when the ambassador says don't pay, it's also the process is facilitated. Yeah? But if you come with your already B1, we are happy and we'll be able to incorporate you into the program and also take you to Austria. We currently have 2 training physical centers in Nairobi and in Eldoret. We have certified trainers and we also integrate, we help with the integration program. So we start our onboarding way before you leave the country, so that gives you a lot of comfort. When you are there, you feel that you are in a familiar territory. Credential recognition. So there is a process of regularizing our documents and submission to Austria, our counterparts. As I said, we have a process of skills assessment. We call it notification. It's done by the University of Applied Sciences. So once we regularize your documents through the local ministries, the embassy, we give those documents to the university, and the university work on them and give us what we call notification notice report. This is what we present to the immigration as we present your documents, other documents for the visa. We also do placement support, all our nurses, and I know some are here who are leaving on Tuesday. We start our interviews on at the level of A2 when learning the German language. And by B1 level, you already have an employer. And visa process is actually an intense process. We start with the resident permit, which is done in Austria. Then we do a visa D here in Kenya. And we've been really appreciative of the support. Our appointment for visa D is almost automatic. Once the approval is received, we do our biometrics here and we get our visa. So with the visa, you have already acquired your work contract, and we have a ticket, a travel insurance, and we are ready for you to exit the country. Then we do post-deployment mentorship. We have an ongoing support for all our nurses. We don't just dump them there and forget. So we always follow up on what they're doing and what is happening between them and the employers. Yeah, so the man standing on that photo is our partner, he's the CEO of Recruitment. And we have had this collaboration successfully because we have both worked and we have been, hands-on both sides. We ensure ethical recruitment standards. Again, ethical comes in, and we are NEA compliant. So we have been supported by NEA as well. We go there for advice if there is any area that we need support. So far, we have trained 185 nurses. Trained as in they have been trained with German language. We have deployed 26. These are 26 nurses who are already working in Austria. And this has been possible because of Recruitment and Right Resource. And in August and November, we have had departures. So the 26 are for the both months. And on Tuesday, we will be departing 5 nurses who will be leaving on 9th. We contribute positively to the social, economic effect for the families and communities. The minute you secure...
Please go ahead, because the others also want to speak. Thank you.
Yeah, so that was the slide for our story, which we might not be able to go through. We welcome any nurse who is willing to come on board to Right Resource and Recruitment program. We will be able to take through. We don't charge any placement fee. So feel free, come. We are always available to answer your questions and to be there for you throughout the journey. Our journey takes 9 months, 7 months of training of the German language, and the 2 months of processing the resident permit and visa D. Yeah, that is our past. Yes, we connect skills and change lives. That's what we start for as Right Resource. Thank you so much.
Let's appreciate Madam Joroge for that presentation. We appreciate you. And I also believe that they will still be around here. So let's get time. Let's network. In the interest of time, we'll go on to our next speaker. Remember that they will still be here. If you have any questions, any queries that you'll want to get from them, they will be more than willing to be able to help you with that. At this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to put our hands to welcome Madam Rose Barasa, who will coming from TYE Pathways. She will be talking on opportunities, partnerships, and matters, universities and institutions of education. Thank you very much.
Yes, this is the presentation. Ambassador Isaiah Kabira, Deputy Governor Meru, the Ambassador of Austria, Dr. Christian, the Ambassador of Kenya to Austria, Balozi Valerie. All protocols observed. Guten Morgen. My name is Rosefina Barasa Branchtata, and I am here to speak about TYE Pathways. TYE Pathways stands for Talent, Youth, and Empowerment Pathways, and we were established 2.5 years ago with a simple but a powerful vision. We were to create real and credible opportunities for Kenyan professionals who want to build their careers in Austria. When we began this journey, our goal was not only to match people with jobs, but also to create a complete and reliable pathway that supports individuals from the moment that they think or consider working abroad to the moment that they are fully integrated and thriving in Austria. Today, I'm proud to say that that mission has become a reality. TYE Pathways is led by a committed team, myself being the managing director, and bringing experience, passion, and a deep understanding of both Kenyan and Austrian systems, and also supported by Georg Willert, who is not in Austria in the moment, and he's the vice president of Lebenshilfe and offers decades of experience in social services in Austria. One of our strongest foundation is also our work and partnership with Lebenshilfe, which is one of the most respected social organizations in Austria. For more than 60 years, they have supported people with disabilities, providing care, housing, employment opportunities, and a full community inclusion. Working together with them has enabled our 25 candidates give access or have them to access professional environment that values human dignity and inclusion. So we also work with Pendel Piswanger Austria, which is a trusted human resource consultancy that has operated for more than 45 years through our partners. Angelica, who's present, will showcase more about their services and our partnerships. So our candidates come from various leading universities across Kenya. These are Amref University, Gluck, Quer, JQuad. I think you can identify some of the universities you're going to hear. And our model is very different. We have already supported 25 Kenyan nurses and social care professionals who are living in different provinces in Austria. This is only the beginning, because we are now expanding to include blue-collar workers and hospitality and tourism professionals. So electricians, plumbers, carpenters, we are happy to also take you on board. What also makes TYE Pathways very different is our approach. We don't see recruitment as a one-time transaction. We see it as a journey. So once you think about working in Austria, we support you from the German language, from support tools. We help you with documentation, visa applications, everything to do with your flights, your residence permit applications, and also relocation guidance and integration through our pre-departure training. We also remain in contact with all our candidates who arrive in Austria, many of them connected through various platforms and events, and even supported through the KEMA Kenyan community in Austria and the Kenyan embassy in Austria. One of our mission is to actually help professionals not only move abroad, but to succeed abroad. So our vision is that every individual from Kenya joins our pathways will flourish in their work and also in their community. We believe that when a person is empowered, they not only transform their own life, but also uplift the lives of their families and the communities they serve. So as we look forward to the future, TYE will continue to build strong partnerships, as you can see some of our partners here, and also open new opportunities, exploring into blue-collar workers, and ensuring that Kenyan professionals can access international careers that are safe, ethical, and life-changing. We also remain committed to the Kenyan and Austrian MOUs and all the connections that we have there, so that we are also practicing integrity and a transparent process, and also well-being for every single person that we support. So when you think of working in Austria, think T, which is thrive in Austria, think U for your talent, and think A for Austria, where you will thrive professionally. So thus think TYE Pathways. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I love the presentation. Thank you very much. TYE Pathways. Kindly repeat the name after me. TYE Pathways. A very good presentation, Madam Barasa. Let's appreciate her for that wonderful presentation. Asante Sana. We appreciate you for that. That was a very, very lovely presentation. I believe you'll be still around here. If there is any more information that we will need from Madam Barasa, she'll be more than willing to help us. At this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to welcome the Head of International Recruiting and Integration, Madam Angelica, who is just came from Austria yesterday night? And her favorite Tuesday. And her favorite color is red. Let's appreciate her, please. All right.
Thank you. So, dear Excellencies, Ambassadors, dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm very much honored to be here this morning in Nairobi. So, einen wunderschönen guten Morgen und herzlich willkommen auch von meiner Seite. I'm representing a company, a well-known human resources company in Austria named Pendel and Pissfanger, which has been founded 45 years ago. And I serve there as board member and as head of international recruiting and integration. So let me give you a brief overview, and maybe you can share the slide. I just brought one slide and you can explore the pictures during my short speech. I would like to give you a short overview of who we are and how we support Austrian companies to find the right talent, and how we also support these talent to thrive in Austria and to be well prepared when coming from another country. So we are a trusted partner in executive and expert search, organizational development and management consulting, and we have really several years of experience in different sectors, including healthcare and several other industries. We have explored, due to the as we heard already, significant shortage of skilled professionals in Austria. Not only in Austria, but also our clients tell us this. We have a strong focus on the international recruiting and integration is very important on this side. And we, of course, and I will say it the first time, we have the highest, we focus on very high quality and the highest ethical standards. So we also learned and explored there's something very important. Kenya has outstanding, well-educated and well-trained talent that is highly motivated and is eager to come to Austria. And as also mentioned, there is a memorandum of understanding between our two countries who gives a sound foundation about these pathways to be built up in this international labor migration topic. So before I show you the details, maybe you can share my presentation. Before I go into the details, let me say one thing very, very clear. So we work on behalf of Austrian employers, and they pay for our services. And our candidates are also served, but that's for free. So everything is paid by the employer, so I can only say it again, don't pay anything for a job. So in detail, if we have a need from our employers, we closely work together with our partner in Kenya. You already saw Rose. And we are in the process of moderating the whole recruiting process, doing the pre-assessments, coordinate the interviews with the employers. As soon as you are offered a contract with an Austrian employer, we start to prepare you for your journey to Austria. And there, a really close collaboration also with Rose and her team is going to happen. We support language training up to the necessary B1 level. We even do conversation classes with our Austrian colleagues. Because it's not only important to learn German in Kenya, but it's also very important to speak German regularly, so that helps you to come on board when you are in Austria. Then, of course, we do pre-departure training, supporting you to understand how living and working in Austria is. And we also talk about possible challenges you may face and prepare you to be resilient, strengthened and self-confident when you come to Austria. We also support you, which is very necessary, with all the documentation that is needed also in the recognition of your education. If you're, for example, a bachelor nurse in Kenya, the certificates has to be recognized. And as soon as you have your B1 exam and your recognition from Austrian University of Applied Sciences, then the application for the working and residency permit starts. So we also support you on this way, and we do a lot of tasks, and we take you by the hand. But also our candidates have one really necessary thing to do. They have to bring all the documents in time, and they have to be correct. So if there is anything missing, the process will take longer. And we will prepare you for this, we will take you by the hand, but everybody has his tasks in this process, so you have to focus on learning German and bringing all the documents when the time comes. About the visa process, Vicky will tell you later more. So there comes a time where all the documents are filed and the permissions are given and you come to Austria, and we really welcome you. We take the first steps with you. You are also invited, as you can see, at the Austrian embassy. You are very welcomed. Also by your future employer. We'll do some first sightseeing with you. This is just not only a nice to have, but you have to explore where you are in. And we also provide you with certificates on the pre-departure training. And it's the time where you meet the colleagues you were collaborating throughout this journey, which can take up to 9 months, as it was mentioned before. But due to the pool of interested candidates, we also already have the B1 certificate. As soon as you have the B1 certificate, this can be facilitated much faster. Before I hand over, I want to emphasize one thing once again. So we are at your side all the time. We are passionate to achieve really a win-win situation to match reputable Austrian employers with reputable Kenyan talents. And this we want, and this is not we do, respectfully, reliably, on the highest ethical standard. And as for over 45 years, people are in the focus of our activities. So I'm looking forward to answer your questions later, and I'm very happy to be here, and I hand over now to the next speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Angelika, that is well in, and I believe that everyone is taking it in good stride. And even as we continue, I believe she all and everybody who's been up here will still be around, so we can get all the information that we need from them, ladies and gentlemen. And experience is good. This moment in time, before we just go to our next speaker, I also want to call upon Madam Vicky Award, who will also give us more information on matters visa application and things like that. Let's appreciate Madam Award as she takes over for this place. Thank you very much.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, good morning. Good morning. So as the MC has already told you, I'm going to take you through visa application, and by the end of this presentation, you'll figure out that visa application or getting a visa to Austria is no rocket science, and neither is it a miracle. Now, for you to take up work in Austria, you first need a resident permit and a work permit. After getting a resident permit, and this is important for you to realize, you first apply for your resident permit, and it's the employer in Austria who does the permit application, and your work is to ensure that all your required documents are in order. And then after you have gotten your resident permit, or rather when the embassy has gotten confirmation that you will receive your resident permit, then you apply for the visa D. So if the visa D comes after the confirmation that your resident permit will be issued. So as the resident permit and work permit. So the duration for the resident permit takes about 8 weeks, and that depends on you. It depends on you that you have submitted all the documents required, very important. And as Angelica, Rose, and Gladys have already said, and I've said earlier, it's your employer in Austria who does the application. So you have to ensure that all the requirement documents that you need to submit are there. So you will need your passport, and as I've listed there, and these are not the only requirements that are needed, and that's why you see these dots. So it also depends because the requirements change time after time, but most importantly is the work contract. You need to have your work contract because that's the basis of your resident permit application. So you will go to the Google search engine or any search engine that is comfortable for you. Then you are going to type visa requirement Austria. And it will take you to 2 websites. That is the VFS Global and the Austrian Foreign Ministry website. Now you are going to use the VFS Global because this is where you are going to submit your documents. That is the VFS offices in Nairobi. And then you're going to, we're going to look at what are the Austrian visa requirements. And we are going to start with visa D because this is what most of you will need after you have applied for your resident permit. And down here, you'll see the embassy link, which most probably will take you back to the VFS link for your submission of documents. Now, next, after visa D, we have visa C. Now, visa C has nothing to do with employment. The visa D has to do whether you are applying for a conference or whether you are applying for a short stay in Austria or when you are going as a tourist. So when you scroll down in the website, you'll see the checklist here. So you have different requirements, mandatory requirements. And for this form, you can either download it from the website or you can get it from the VFS offices after you have made your, you have submitted your appointment. And for example, first, we have set out the different requirements, but they are not up to 12, depending with what you are applying for, either it's a tourist or as a conference. And it's important as Kenyans, unajua tunapenda shortcuts. Wacha niseme na Kiswahili. Wakenya wenzangu, shortcuts si nzuri. Haita work in this instance. So you have to fill a form. Ensure that you have filled the form. And most importantly, I want to emphasize on the travel insurance. When you go to the VFS website, they have listed all the insurance agents that valid. So you just go to the website, just check which insurance agency you want to work with. go to their offices, submit the documents that are needed. From my experience, it doesn't take more than 2 days for you to get your travel insurance. Then after you have ensured that you have submitted the documents, you have filled all the forms required, you will get a visa. And the underlying word is you will get a visa, not that you might get a visa or you ought to get a visa, because you have fulfilled all the requirements. So as you can see from the presentation, getting a visa is no miracle, neither is it rocket science, because we want you to work in Austria. And as I finish, wacha niseme hii kwa lugha ya taifa, tafadhali, mtu asikudanganye ukalipia kazi. Nasema na Kiswahili, ndio mkiondoka hapa, ya tumesisitiza ya kuwa usilipe. Rather, hao ndo wanakulipia. And secondly, anzeni process yote kwa wakati. Prepare your documents in time, make sure you have everything in time, do your legalization in time, because these things take time, and because you know that you're going to work in Austria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate Madam Dr. for that wonderful presentation. I think for me, my take home, it is neither a miracle nor is it rocket science. I don't know if I can say that in Swahili, sio miujiza wala sio roketi science. Continue, ladies and gentlemen, and this moment in time, I think one of the things that we, once you get out of Kenya and go there, one of the most powerful assets you can have is information. Information is an asset that will help you maneuver while you're there. And what better person than a person who's been there, who has had the experience, to tell us how it's been and to give us useful information for labor immigrants. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, to talk about information and matters German training, from the German language of the German training, we'll have Mr. Philip Demko. Let's appreciate him as he takes us through that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, good morning to all of you. And start the clock, I will stay within the 5 minutes. You see, I'm a teacher by trade. My passion has been pedagogy, curriculum, and most of all, the success of my students. But today, I will not talk about teaching, I will talk about money. Because without financing, even the best curriculum is just paper. And we are facing a paradox, actually. We have signed a treaty, the LMPA, Labor Mobility Partnership Agreement, and something similar, an MOU between Austria and Kenya. So the legal framework is established, and the demand is undeniable, but the reality check is that at the moment we have a pass rate of well below 20%. And that means for every 100 possible engineers, nurses or something, only 20% even got the chance to start a conversation. So there's a real bottleneck. And the bottleneck no is talent, the bottleneck is language. And the solution is very easy, straightforward, training of trainers. We have to improve the teachers here. This is crucial. And yes, I've tried this. I gotta be honest with you, I really tried to launch this, and I've knocked on many doors all over Germany, and I have failed to secure the necessary financing of this program. And the response, they always have been those of encouragement And like, yeah, very good idea. Yeah, you have to go on with that. And when I asked for money, they sent me to somewhere else, you know. You might try over there. Anyway, so today I want to talk to the foundations in Germany and Austria. This is not charity. This is sustainable development. Yeah? Whether you are in Munich or in Berlin or in Salzburg or Vienna, you have the power to create a model of ethical migration. But you've got to fund the pilots. Yeah, and to the, no, just back please. And to the entrepreneurs, you know. You have a shortage of labor. Yes, yeah, your production is stalling already. And this TOT is your supply chain. Yes, treat it like an investment. Yeah, and then you have the ROI, the return on investment. This will be a loyal, qualified workforce. Yeah, that on top of it speaks your language. Please. And then to the universities and TVETs here in Kenya. Yes, we need your intellectual capital. We need your teachers and lecturers, but to be not just good, but excellent. Yeah? But you have to support them in their strive to reach this excellency. Yeah? The costs of a training program cannot fall upon the shoulders of the teachers and lecturers. Yes, you really have to build this bridge. And yeah, right, thank you. There is a shared burden. Yeah? We cannot expect the Kenyan side to bear this cost alone. We need a blended financing module involving the private sector and the civil society across Germany and Austria. Yeah? And then we will all benefit from this. Yeah? So all of us have to pay their fair share. So yes, vision, yes, this we have to turn around. Not 20% pass rate, 80%. We have to turn that around. Yes, and so now I did a lot of criticism and complaining and whining. Yes, but I want to end this on a high note. Yes, I really refuse to let these defeats and failures be the end of the story. Because I can imagine a future and where Kenya is a hub of excellence, and I can imagine Europe revitalized by youthful Kenyan energy. Yeah? The thing is that we have to fix this financing gap. So let's start funding the solution. Thank you very much. Let's go to work. I can't believe it. I'm so sorry for this. Yes. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Officer. Let's appreciate him. I think the phone decided that it will end on a high note. So let's appreciate his phone as well. And the person who's calling as well ended on a high note. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate so far so good for your patience. Kindly tell your neighbor, thank you for being patient for me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just tell them you must have been a wonderful baby. Continue. All right, at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, I reiterated and I say one of the most important things that you have as an asset when you go out there is information. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to call upon a gentleman who's been there and has useful information on information for matters labor immigrants, for those Kenyans who studied in Austria. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly let's put our hands together for Mr. John Paul as he takes over the podium to take us through that. Thank you very much.
And the other one.
All right. Let's keep appreciating him as he comes, please. Thank you very much. All right, John.
Your Excellencies, honorable guests, all protocols observed, I'm Jamboni. My name is John Paul Ayodo. I'm 35 years old, and I was a student, still am, in Vienna. And I worked in food delivery, service work, and also weekend jobs. So basically, all protocols in the labor market, even for me as a student, all apply. The employer is the one to pay, not you. The next slide. So I was looking back because I wanted to share what I experienced earlier when I went to Austria. I didn't have so much information. It was Corona time, so everything that I had to find was on the website, but also with consultation, but it was very tedious. So what would I advise anybody else who wants to go either for work or study? Well, I'd ask you to invest in language. Deutsch is very, very important there. It can open doors and it can really help you in very tough situations. Study your permit. Once you've gone even through any agency and has given you your permit, you must study it. You must know what clauses are there, because you might find very useful information that can help you even gain advantage over certain challenges you might face there. The other thing was weather. I was not ready for that weather, to be honest. It was extremely cold. I was told to get gloves and boots. I did, but it was not enough. I had to wear even 2 gloves, 3 pairs of socks, just to be able to handle the weather in Vienna. Expenses. As you prepare now, what I went through was legalization of documents. I didn't know how many documents I had to legalize. So that really costs a lot. Even while I was there, I had to translate certain documents. That also costs really a lot. So all those costs you really need to know in advance. As you travel as well, you get that you need to pay for travel insurance. These are things that you need to be very aware of because they matter. The benefits, well, one of the best healthcare in the world. I've had insurance for different countries. I never used them, but for Austria, I'd vouch that it is one of the best experiences I've had personally. There's no any risk that is impossible to be dealt with. The safest country I've been in my life. I could walk at 10 at night to my home from university and nobody robs me or no car hits me. I could ride on a bicycle. Kuna mtu atanigonga. The best transport system, I was able to navigate from point A to point B within minutes. Here to my home, that's about 2 minutes from here. It takes about 20 minutes. So I really vouch for the transportation system, good shine. You will have opportunities where you get vouchers. These vouchers help you either with living, depending on the work situation that you have, even for food, for vacation. You have bonuses, either from the government or from your employer as well. These are incentives that keep you active and motivated as you work. And it's one of the places in the world that I truly came to understand what human rights is as an African man. And I would say this changed my life living in Vienna. So the next slide. I wanted to again stress what Your Excellency said, that your employer pays for you. This is something that is so important because even as I come back I've met people who've already paid for paid for work, and I'm asking them, who did you pay? And they're like, well, the person disappeared with the money. So it's already happening. There's sharks in the waters, so please stress this to any applicant, and I urge every agency to be very, very strong on this policy. You're protected by law. So as a worker, either as a service worker, weekend jobs, that just setting up sound or serving drinks, the laws of work protect me just similar as any other Austrian person. And I really appreciated that. The weather can weather you down. I saw this by living there for 3 years, no sunlight. It really can put you down. But as a Kenyan, I was resilient and I kept pushing. And I just went to the doctors and got a lot of supplementation. So, yeah, care for your money. Life is expensive abroad, that's true. Once you're there, it's really important to safeguard your money, be frugal with what you spend, even with what you send back home. Just be careful, because up there, there's no countryside, you're there alone. So any amount of security you have financially is very valuable. Be careful with how you migrate in the Schengen. Yes, so even though you're working in Vienna and you have a new opportunity somewhere else, please consult with the magistrate. Don't just move to somewhere else. It can bring so many complicated issues. And as well, there are people who can trick you to do this and that, and I'd urge every agency to stress all these challenges and careful migration. And yeah, danke. So I enjoy Austria. I look forward to going back again and finish my studies. And I hope that I've passed a great message to everybody.
Thank you very much. So let's appreciate John for that wonderful presentation. And Jim just highlighted that we appreciate his resilience as a Kenyan. Just tell your neighbor, danke. Danke, thank you. That means thank you, I believe. Thank you. Thank you. I know Kenyans were used to words like wamudende and stuff like that. I think now we have a word like danke, which helps us a lot. So at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, all is well that ends well. We've had a wonderful program today. We've had lovely speakers. We've had lovely presentations from different topics.
There's still one student who worked in Austria.
All right, let's give her time to come and speak to us before. Let's appreciate the students who's here with us. She'll tell us her name as she comes and also her experience as well before we put this matter to rest. Thank you very much. We appreciate your presence here. Asante sana kwa kuja. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, all protocols observed. My name is Jacqueline Kimani. I'm the market advisor for Advantage Austria, I also work for Austria, world-class partners. And I'm here to share just my short experience for myself, having lived in Austria from 2011 to 2019, so quite a long time. I do not have a presentation. And I think every point I would have brought up has been spoken about by everyone across the board, including Jean-Paul. But so I'm just going to give my own experiences based on everything that has been told. I think the first thing everyone has said is about the labor laws and that they will protect you. Myself, I worked across all boards. I worked part-time jobs, and then after my studies, I worked in corporate Austria. And one observation I made is the hiring processes are very transparent. And once you get your job, I know in Kenya sometimes they're like, hey, am I being paid the right salary? Is someone cutting me short? If you go to Austria, even right now, if you look at their job ads, the salary is usually there. So there's no cutting corners or, somebody telling me, take 10%, I'll give you the rest of 90%. There's none of that. Again, healthcare is free. I have my own experience. I once came back home to visit, got extremely sick, got back to Austria, was taken by an ambulance, was in a hospital for I think almost 2 weeks, and the insurance paid for everything. I didn't even pay 1 cent. When I remember if that should have happened to me back home, that should have been a very hefty medical bill. So healthcare is top notch, and I will always remember that. Thirdly is language. I know there is the language we learn in language school. My experience, I learned at Goethe Institute back in the days. You go to Austria, Vienna your first week, and you're wondering, this doesn't sound exactly like what I learned. And you know, it gets a bit hard to understand because there's Austrian English and then there's, Austrian German and then there's German. And in my first year I was quite discouraged because, you know, I'm struggling to understand what everyone is telling me, and I had done C1 German. But then at one point I thought to myself, I can either choose to continue speaking English and never really integrate the language, or I can take the leap of faith and let people correct me. So if you go, and I'm sure some of you nurses won't just be going to Vienna but to the countryside, you'll make mistakes with the language. Allow people to correct you. How they correct you is up to you, but you know, the key point is you learn, and after 2, 3, 4 years, you learn the language, and that also helps you integrate into the community much, much more. I think I'm coming to my last point. My last point is please build a community. When I lived in Austria for those years, we didn't have many Kenyans. I'm happy to see that there are many of you going there. Please stick together, please be together, and please, you know, appear as one. Go to the embassy events. I don't know if they're still there. The National, the Madaraka Day, and all this. You meet your fellow people, you share experiences, and whatever you're going through, you come to learn that you're not just going through that alone. And finally, about your residency permit appointments, maybe I was one of the lucky ones, but I never had an issue with my residency permit appointments. One being, I was always much earlier on time than required, so always be very early. And secondly, just have your documents the way they should be, on time, and be nice to the people in the immigration. And if you have problems, please don't be afraid to ask questions and to ask for help and say, what can I do if this is what you need? So if you do that, it will be a smooth run. And if you have any questions, I'm here for you. And asante sana.
Thank you very much. Indeed, I believe questions will be there and we'll be around to answer and engage with everybody else who will be having queries for whatever that they need to understand. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and indeed all that starts well ends well. At this moment in time, I just want to call upon His Excellency, the Ambassador to Austria. All right. My apologies. To give us closing remarks. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together.
Thank you very much. No problem. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Austria. Your Excellency Ambassador Christian, my colleague Ambassador Kabira, Her Excellency Deputy Governor of Meru, my colleagues from the mission, Koki, the media, and my fellow Kenyans. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. As you have been told, my name is Valerie. I have the distinct honor of representing Kenyans in Austria. And also just to say that I'm one of the people who have the experiences of both Australia and Austria. So I did my bachelor's degree in Australia and my master's degree in Austria, in Innsbruck. Christian, if you didn't know that, now you know. But I want to confirm today that there are indeed no kangaroos in Austria. Right. I think a lot has been said, information has been shared, but I want to today just appreciate a few people, and one is Ambassador Christian here. The idea of this job fair or information session was born out of a breakfast meeting at his residence. And I'm so happy to see that it has actually come to be today. And I have seen the importance of this information session before even we have like a proper job fair. where now we have the companies and there's proper exchange, but the information bit, I feel that is very, very critical. Two, I'd like to really thank the government of Kenya, because 3 years ago, we did not have this big agenda on the diaspora. This session would not be possible if the government did not set up the State Department for Diaspora Affairs. And I want to thank the team from Diaspora, because you have been so supportive, you have been so aggressive, and today we can see that we are changing lives and we're giving Kenyans opportunities abroad. Yeah, so thank you very much for that. Thirdly is the Kenyans. There is so much interest from Kenyans for jobs abroad. The reality is simple, that the age difference between the median age in Europe is 49 years, 47. The median age in Kenya is 19, yeah? And Kenyans are good workers. Kenyans love working, they have a good spirit. We have a natural smile on us, but we don't have the job opportunities. And so this platform offers that opportunity for Kenyans. And so thank you for everybody who has sent me 1 million messages on my Instagram, on my LinkedIn. But we remain very, very accessible and open to support, yeah, all of you. Let me emphasize the role of the Kenya Embassy in Vienna. When you arrive in Vienna, this is the face that you will see, the one that is standing here. But another face that you will see is Koki. Please stand up so you can be seen. Helen Koki works with us at the Kenya Embassy. She's in charge of diaspora. Keep standing. She is in charge of the diaspora in Austria. She will receive you when you arrive in Vienna at the airport. We like to be the first point of contact, so that when you arrive, you can see a familiar face, or you can feel comfortable, or you can feel supported. We also invite you to the embassy. Our embassy is very open and warm, so that we can also introduce you to the consular section. We can introduce you to the Kenyan community in Austria. So Koki is there, and after the session, if you want to get more information or just exchange contacts, please feel free to talk to her. Yeah? Koki, you can be seated. Madam Deputy Governor, I'm happy that you're here, because I think one of the things that you owe the people of Meru, for example, is to prepare them for these job markets. Yeah? And for the Austrian-German market, of course you have to invest in language. I think the skill is much easier to deal with. So I want to request you, and through you to your colleagues, that is the biggest investment that you can make for the Kenyans. I know Ambassador Christian cannot wait for me to sit down, but let me just appreciate, I want to appreciate an ambassador. This is what we say about Mabalozi. Ambassadors represent something. I represent Kenya in Austria. But what does John Paul represent? Kenya, yeah? You represent Kenya because I only work in the embassy. But when the things that you have said here, what you have presented, are things that I might not be able to present myself, yeah? And because of your good work, because of your good standing, this is why the Austrians now are seeking more Kenyans to go to Austria. Yeah? So what we are looking at here are actually ambassadors of Kenya abroad. Yeah? And we always want to remind you that. I can see in the room the father of David Ogam, Ryan Ogam. You all know the footballer. David, be upstanding. Yeah? And Ryan Ogam is in a place called Carinthia. This is it's like a county. Yeah? And Ogam, because he's famous in Kenya, he is also very famous in Carinthia. So now we're trying to get more footballers to do what? To cross over. Thank you very much. He's very successful, and everybody is wondering, hey, Kenyans, because they troll on social media. I say, wow, what is about this country, Kenya? And like I said, we are a brand. We are a brand that is appreciated. And so, like Ambassador Christian said here, I want to re-emphasize and say that Austria is a wonderful country to live and work in. Austria works. Na pia mimi niongee kwa Kiswahili niseme wacheni mambo ya shortcut. Just be patient, go through the process properly, yeah? Take your time. The 6 months that you're trying to chase somebody to help you will be the exact 6 months that will help you to go through the documentation and prepare yourself, and to also go through the language classes, yeah? So I urge you, kama wa Kenya, be patient. You've been introduced to the relevant recruitment agencies that we also know at the embassy. We do not expect that you are actually scammed for Austria. I will be here, I'll give you my number, Koki is here. Call us at the embassy, we are very reachable, we are very accessible. Do not be scammed, please, for the Austrian market. It's a very open, clear, straightforward country, yeah? So I think that is all for now. For any other side chat, we are available. Thank you very much again, Ambassador Christian. Thank you to all the stakeholders. I still re-emphasize that the embassy is there, ready and willing to support, whether it's the agents or whether ni nyinyi wa Kenya. We will still receive you at the airport. Let us know when you're coming, because when we tell real life stories, in Austria, it opened doors for the other Kenyans. Wewe ukipatiwa kazi, when the Austria, you're the one who will open the door for the next person because of your good standing, right? And because also they have seen that Kenyans are actually streaming in, yeah? So thank you very much, and I wish you a good morning. Asante.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate Her Excellency, Madam Ambassador, for that. Thank you so much for your remarks. At this moment in time, I also just want to call upon Ambassador Isaiah Kabila to come and give us his closing remarks. Let's appreciate him as he comes, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Don't worry, I shall not bore you with another speech. Mine is really to thank the Embassy of Austria here in Nairobi. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for making this possible. Thank you very much to our mission in Vienna, led by Ambassador Valerie and Koki. Thank you very much for making this possible. We greatly appreciate. I just have really one message about the issue of language. As we were rightfully told, we have a failure rate of 80%. That is not acceptable. We are losing out on great opportunities. And it all comes to preparedness. I think once we finish school, this issue of doing exams, you're a bit challenged. I just want to really appeal to people. We all know what the waiting list now is in Goethe. Goethe is what? 4 months? You can't get space today at 6 months. Up to 6 months waiting. So you can imagine you take such a long time to get tested, and then suddenly you fail, you have to wait another 6 months. A lost opportunity. So I really want to appeal to those of you, even those who are following us on Komtandao, on YouTube, please let's make sure that we are properly prepared. Number 2 is the issue of documents. I think that emphasis has really been put. Prepare your documentation and make sure you have authentic documents. We know what some of us Kenyans are very good at doing. Yeah, we know where River Road is and what people do. But inevitably, you're going to get caught. Inevitably, you'll get caught. Whether you're in Austria, wherever you are. So please, let's make sure that we prepare our documentation and ensure that it is genuine, because you could lose out on a very good opportunity. 3, information is power. Study. We like to take shortcuts when we are trying to get jobs. I see people approaching us at the embassy. They literally want you to do the work for them. If you are serious about going to study or live abroad, 95% of the work is yours. You may have a recruiter working with you, but you really have to do the heavy lifting. Don't wait for somebody else to do the heavy lifting for you. I want to encourage also the recruiters to work with our mission in Vienna. As Ambassador Valerie has said, they are the first point of contact. That I can attest. We have one of the best missions. Please tell Balozi, we really appreciate the close relationship we have had with the embassy. Keep up the good work. Diaspora associations, those of you who will be traveling abroad, please try and find out where are the diaspora associations. That is how you get to know more Kenyans, and as we've been told, you reduce the loneliness. Finally, I just really want to emphasize, because labor mobility is not slavery. The government of Kenya is not exporting slaves around the world. We are just exporting because human resource is our biggest asset as a country. We are confident about that, and we need to remove this negativity about finding jobs out there. Labor mobility is as old as history. People have always moved from country to country, county to county. So we are not sending people out there because the government has failed. No. Labor mobility is as old. Government is trying to create jobs locally. Government is trying to create jobs abroad. Government is trying to create digital jobs, for example. Let us have a leap of faith, as we were told by the Deputy Governor, that really we need to prepare ourselves. And my final appeal is to our TVETs and our academic institutions. We want to have market-ready people. We have to skill up our people. It is not enough to educate our people. We have to skill our people. Sometimes we think that getting a master's, getting a PhD is the pathway to abroad. Let us reskill ourselves. Let's retool ourselves. The fact that you have a degree, studying for a diploma, you're not demeaning yourself. Because you see some people, you are an engineer, BSc in engineering, somebody tells you, can you do a small diploma here to make you more market ready? And people are very reluctant. You think that you are downgrading yourself. Let us reskill ourselves, let us retool ourselves, because out there people want kazi hii, mkono hivi. The ones, these blue collar jobs that we think are hapo ndio uko pesa. Yeah, that's where the money is. Plumbing, carpeting, tiling, roofing. Let's encourage our people. Yeah, it is not demeaning to do a blue collar job. The world out there is waiting for you. The white collar job may not be there, the blue collar job is there, but we've got to prepare ourselves. Let us reskill, let us retool our people. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Ambassador, we appreciate you for those closing remarks. At this moment in time, I will just also ask His Excellency the Ambassador Christian to come and give us his closing remarks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, finally, we are coming to the end, but that's not the end, because after that you can mingle and network and talk to the companies and all the experts and the people who studied in Austria, and I can assure you what Ambassador Valerie has said, they have an open door, and not only that, they have their own U-Bahn station in front of the door. It's absolutely easy to get there, because just in front of the door our metro station is there, and they have an absolutely spectacular view over Vienna from their office. So now I think we have made it clear there is no mythological issue in visas. It has its logic. One thing which I would like to plead to the journalists, but Kenyans don't have a problem there. Kenyans don't go illegal. But those people who are illegally, Ambassador Kabira said about slavery, these people bring themselves into trouble. They are exploited. So take the legal way. Now, we have talked about the problem of language training and that it takes, has a long waiting list, but there are options. Now, there's a lot of German language training online possible. There you have still, and there are some experts in the room, I'm not supposed to do commercials for them, but you'll find them, and they are doing online language training. And if you go into that, if you want to learn the German language, what has the expert said? Go for the quality. Don't go for the cheapest ticket, but for the ones who have already got people past the exams. So if you find a friend who has passed the exams, that's the school you should go to, right? And not the one which makes a better offer or a cheaper offer, because you have to pass the exams in the end. When it comes to learning something, I want to echo what Ambassador Kabira has said. Blue-collar jobs. Well, what the color of my collar is not that important. It's important that I can sustain my family. And like, for example, I always say, if you love philosophy, that's wonderful. If you like history, great. If you have a love for astronomy, I do. My wife and me, we watch documentaries. But you can do that after work. Work is 8 hours, or maybe 9 per day. But with a philosophy degree in, let's say, you are not having a good chance. Like history of arts, I have friends who studied history of arts. It's fantastic. But you don't get a job with that. But if you look for what the market needs, my father-in-law, the best father-in-law in the world, he had a blue-collar job, and he has seen more of the world than my wife and me together, because he has money from his job and he travels whenever he likes. So at the end, I want to thank all the presenters, great jobs. I want to thank the State Department for Diaspora for your cooperation, and of course the embassy in Vienna. Yes, the idea was born at the breakfast, and it was, I think, your idea, and it was a good idea. Yeah, and we are going to continue that. I want to also thank the Parkin for, as usual, doing great organization, and the MC who did a good job, and finally my own staff who also had to work a lot on this event. Thank you very much, and now let's have some bite again and network and talk, and then head to Austria, because we want you to work in Austria.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate the ambassador. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. Let's appreciate His Excellency the Ambassador. What a beautiful morning we had. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to network and to have discussions. Remember, those ones who are here and were able to give us pointers on so many things I don't want to repeat again. Kindly, I request all of us to stand. Please, let's be stand on our feet, up on our feet. Kindly move around. Say hi to 5 people that we haven't said hi to today as we continue. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Thank you very much as we continue. Alright, kindly let me have all the VIPs here for your photography, please. Kindly. Alright, let me have all the presenters, please. A group photo for all the presenters, please. Let me have all the presenters, please. For a group photo in front here, please. Let me have all the presenters, please, for a group photo. Let me have all the presenters. Let me have all the presenters, please, for a group photo, please. Let me have all the presenters, please. All the presenters, please, kindly come to the front for a group photo, please. Madam Angelica, I see you. Let me have you, Barasa. I see you, Rose. Kindly, please come. Vicky, kindly let me have you. Vicky, let me have you. Madam Ambassador, please. All right, photography team, if you're ready.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, just have it off, totally off. Yeah.
They have to.
Oh, the projector.
The projector.
Okay. It's off. It's off. It's off. Thank you. Thank you, Sal.
One more chair.
Vedem puštěně video.
Austria will not give you a smile. And the Kenyan flag. And the Kenyan flag.